Why, hello there. What's that you say? Scheduling? Why, yes, we are entering into another Mason High School scheduling cycle. I want to show you a few things. We have these lovely cards, each one for a different grade level. The yellow is going to be for 11th graders. The 10th graders to be will be purple, and the 11th or 12th graders to be will be green. I wanted to show you what's on here, just to give you a little idea. You guys have seen something like this before. But if you take a look at the first page, it's kind of your worksheet page. It lists classes that are required, and you probably have some choices, and also lists some electives. Each card is slightly different for the class you're in grade level. On the back of it are some nice directions on how to get on to Hack to see what classes you have taken and check some prerequisites. The other thing you're going to do on Hack is enter these actual courses using the card as your guide and using these code numbers that are listed. That's how you're going to enter your stuff onto Hack. Let me give you a little bit of a timeline idea. January 29th, you're seeing these sheets and you're working on your first day. That's where you're going to get your course selector sheets in the homeroom. Let me give you the rest of the dates. February 6th, we're going to have a scheduling showcase, 6:30 to 8:30 in the Large Commons Auditorium. That's a chance for you and your parents to see teacher presentations about courses maybe you don't know anything about whole areas and disciplines of classes maybe you've always wanted to try or always wanted to learn something about. Come and see what the teachers say about and ask questions about what their classes are and their series of classes. The 5th, 12th, and 19th of February, counselors are going to be available during Connect time to answer questions. That's a great time to talk about AP and honors. Should I move on? Should I move up? Should I move back? You know, what major in college, what career areas am I interested in? You know, ask the counselors. Comment about AP and honors real quick. I think you should always challenge yourself, but also be wise about how many APs and honors you're in. If you're interested in the subject and strong in it, then that's a good idea to go to honors or to AP. If not, you know, make sure you're talking to your teachers. Think about that. Comfortably challenge yourself. The 21st and 28th, Hack opens for students to enter your request, and you're going to do it right on there. You can enter them at home. 4th, 5th, and 6th of March, counselors will meet with each kid one-on-one to see what you've entered, make any last changes. And you know, May 29th, I think it's the last day to make changes for the summer. And that'll be our scheduling cycle for this year. Thank you.
Good morning, Mason High School students. The first course you're going to choose on your selector sheet today is English. As a sophomore, your choices are English 2 or Honors English 2. As a junior, you're going to either choose English 3 or AP Language and Composition. And as a senior, you're going to choose English 4 or AP Literature and Composition. Please be sure to talk to your teachers candidly and your parents, along with reading the program to study before choosing the appropriate English class for you. The second course that you're going to choose today is in the area of mathematics. All Mason High School students need 4 years of math to graduate. That includes Algebra 2. In this area, it's very important to follow the course of study and, again, to talk candidly with your parents, teachers, and school counselors to make sure that you are taking the correct math and that you have the prerequisites for the math that you choose.
Hi, I'm Miss Bell. I'm one of the counselors, and we're going to go on down your card. We want you to look at the science category. Every year you have to take science. Well, you need 3 years to graduate, but if you're going to college, we expect you to take a little bit more than those required 3 years. Most of you should have done physical science by now, so if you've checked that off, you're good. Everybody needs physical science, everybody needs biology, and then you're going to go on to chemistry or physical geology for the most part. After that, it's kind of wide open, and you can check your program of studies for a whole array of classes that you can take. But you have to be very careful with science because several of the courses require that you take other courses beforehand. Those are called prerequisites. For example, did you know in order to take honors anatomy and physiology, you must have biology and chemistry? And I would say you should probably have a good grade in those as well. Some of the top science classes also require certain math courses, so it's really important that you look at the course of studies, the program of studies, which you will find online on the guidance page on masonohioschools.com. Next, you're going to pick a social studies. You only need 3 social studies to graduate from Mason High School. You must have world history, some level of American history, so a year of each of those. Then everybody must have at least a half credit of government. Once you take that half credit, then you must choose another half credit course, or at least to graduate. So your choices can be anything from economics to psychology to sociology to law. If you take AP government, that's a full year. So it's really important that you don't skip government. You must schedule it. It's a half credit after you've finished world history and American history. Again, refer to your program of studies. And I would also suggest very strongly that you talk to your teachers, particularly about science and the math prerequisites to take those science classes. Thanks.
Students, as you're working on your schedules, don't forget your graduation requirements, such as financial literacy
And health.
and PE. You either need 2 PE classes or 2 PE waivers. You cannot combine both of them.
You also need 2 semesters of fine arts. It could be performing art or a visual art.
And don't forget about your technology credit if you are a current 10th or 11th grade. 9th graders, you do not have to fulfill this technology credit.
When you're scheduling world language, there's a variety of languages that you can sign up for, such as
American Sign Language,
French,
German,
Mandarin.
Spanish.
But keep in mind, it is not required to take a world language to graduate, but many four-year colleges want to see at least 2 years of the same language. After selecting your core classes, everything from there on out is considered an elective. You should be picking your electives based on things that you have interest in, something you might be curious about, something you might be majoring in, or it's just something that you have a passion about.
When you're thinking about these electives, don't forget to check the prereqs for these electives. You can find those in the program of studies, which also shows a description of each class. You can find that on the website. You can also check with your teacher, and they can share with you a little more description about each class. You can always add a study hall to your schedule.
And finally, keep in mind, seniors are the only ones that can take early dismissal or late arrival. Juniors, if you're going to take that, you have to do that through career exploration, service learning, or credit flex.
So scheduling at Mason High School is not a first come, first serve system. Therefore, there is no advantage to logging in immediately February 21st. Home Access Center will be open to students from February 21st through February 28th, and students are welcome to put their course requests in at any time during that week. Students, you do not enter your alternate classes directly into Home Access Center. You will, however, put your alternate courses onto your course selector sheet on the back. Remember, there are 5 spots for you to list in order your preferences of alternate or backup classes. They do not go into Home Access Center, but they do go onto this card. And remember, to please do this so that your counselor knows some alternate courses if there is a scheduling conflict this summer, so that we can work through that conflict and give you a class that you would like to have. Students, Home Access Center will be open February 21st through February 28th. for you to put your course requests in. After February 28th, if you do change your mind throughout the rest of the school year about any of your course requests, please see your counselor to make those course changes. Keeping in mind that May 29th is the absolute final deadline to make any course request changes for the upcoming school year. Students, we ask that when you make your course request in Home Access Center in February that you complete a full course request of 14 blocks. If you are planning to take a required course over the summer through either Credit Flex or CCP, you still need to go ahead and request that required course at this time. If you do in fact follow through and officially enroll in one of those courses and need to make a change in your schedule requests, it will be your responsibility to see your school counselor later in the school year and make that change with them. Again, keeping in mind the deadline of May 29th for all course request changes for the upcoming school year. So the question about coming in late and leaving early is going to be dependent upon your grade level. Students, if you are going to be sophomores next year, you do not have any options for late arrival or early dismissal. Juniors, you do have a few options. You have career explorations, service learning. Those can be placed either first or seventh bell, as well as College 101, which is available second semester, seventh bell. Seniors, you have the most options as you have the ability to choose career explorations, service learning, or College 101. And additionally, you can also choose just simply late arrival or early dismissal. Study halls can be very useful for some students. Students use study hall time to obviously complete homework. Some students engage in our peer tutoring program during study hall, and other students choose to take a study hall just to simply have a break throughout their day. Sometimes students are scared to take a study hall because they feel like they will not have the ability to get enough credits in order to graduate. And that is not the case. Typically, seniors graduate with more than enough credits. So students, if you think that a study hall might be useful for you, we encourage you to really think about that in your overall scheduling plan. No, world language is not a graduation requirement in the state of Ohio. That being said, students often choose to take a world language because it is considered a college prep requirement. Most four-year colleges ask students to take at least 2 levels of the same world language at some point during high school. But again, there is a difference between a graduation requirement and a college prep requirement. You can graduate from Mason High School and not take world language. Students must be enrolled in and passing 2.5 credits each semester in order to be considered a full-time student and to be eligible for athletics. Students, this means that you need to be passing 5 half-credit classes. Keep in mind, PE classes are worth 1/4 of a credit, not 1/2 of a credit. So as you're planning your schedule in your course request next year, just keep that in mind. Students, as you go through the scheduling process and questions come up about what courses you should take for next year, we ask that you first talk to your parents. Your parents know you best. They know what your life is like outside of school, and so they can help talk you through your overall balance and your overall schedule. Your teachers are also great resources. As your teachers know you as a student, they can also give you a lot of great insight into what the next course in that content area is going to be like. Counselors are always available and happy to help answer questions. Also keep in mind there is the online program of studies that has course descriptions and information about everything academic at Mason High School. So please use all these resources. Think about your interests, your schedule, and make the best scheduling decision that you can for yourself.